Hello friends, I came across something that is blowing my mind. It is very inspiring. This right here, the CONNECTOME, and this project here, the Human CONNECTOME Project. And the CONNECTOME is the pursuit to map as many of the connections of how the brain connects. It's a brain map, how the brain connects in as close or as small, as microscopic as can be detected in this machine here, a MAGNETOM MRI, where they're making maps of the fibers in the brain like this. Amazing. This image of the brain as a fibrous connectivity mass is amazing. What this guy was talking about in here, this is what really got me excited, was that there was a few things that he mentioned in this video. One of them was that he said if they were to do one of these mapping scans on 300 people, 300 different people, and then they did one more scan on just one of those 300 people, they would be able to identify which person that was. They also had an image in this video or another one I was watching, where they're showing the person is inside of this MRI, and they're showing images of people's faces with different moods and these different kinds of things, and they're seeing what part of the brain stimulated and that kind of thing, which I need to get one of these machines. What I would love to do, this would be very helpful in my work, is to have access, if the Human CONNECTOME Project people would be interested, I would love to do 1,000 experiments in that MRI. Along the lines of this, like in the video here, they're showing images to the person in the MRI, and they're seeing what part of the brain stimulated. So as an experiment in regards to remote viewing, select a series of images that are relevant to a remote viewing experience, just to map the parts of the brain that become stimulated. And I would have to really categorize what type of image, because it would be very specific to prepare the brain. And then have a target reference ID that is assigned to a blind target, quote-unquote target. And so when that image pops up, there's the target ID. You could even describe what this reference ID is associated to. Something like that, if even needed. And then, as I'm focusing on that reference ID, The MRI is scanning what parts of my brain are active. Okay? For however long that takes. And then, after that, have a series of 5 or maybe 10 images. One of those images is the actual quote-unquote target, the specific range of time and space. One of those images. And then they'll bring up each of them, boop, see how my brain reacts, boop, see how my brain reacts, boop, boop, boop. And when it hits the one that is the actual target, see how my brain reacts to that one. And then see if it matches what happened to my brain as I'm focusing on the reference ID. That is the experiment that I want to do. That is the experiment that I want to do. I want to do 1,000 of those. Not one. I want to do 1,000 of those. This technology could show me. Because right now, I'm doing this through the process of introception. Where I'm bringing my awareness into my brain in an attempt to track. Which is fine. It's cool. I love it. This would be freaking awesome. This is the technology that would assist in the process. In that the areas of the brain that are stimulated in the observation of a blind reference ID and having that technology give feedback indicators that the part of the brain that is processing actual, real, quote-unquote, non-local information in whatever state it exists in, and see if it's goes through a specific process the majority of the time. To find that consistency. That's why it has to be 1,000 experiments, at least 1,000. At least 1,000. So I'm calling out. I'm calling out to these guys at the Human CONNECTOME project. If you need a subject, I want to be the subject for this type of research. I highly doubt that you're doing this kind of research. So this could be a very novel area of research. And I want to be the person in that MRI for this research. So I'm calling out to you folks there. Here. I guess they're here or wherever. Wherever they are. You know who you are. You want to do novel research? I'm doing novel research. And let's do it. Let's do it. Many more to come.